absolutely the absence of disease. Most chronic diseases that plague us are not happening to us, but is happening within us. We're literally eating ourselves to death, which means we're not living longer, we're dying longer. Join fitness expert Aloy Johnson, the founder of the healthiest corner on earth, located at number 92 East Drive, Chamfleur, every Wednesday from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. live on The Street 919 FM, where he shows you that healing the body's temple is easier than anyone would have led you to believe.
The time is now 8 a.m. This time check is sponsored by Lambeau Credit Union. Always here for you.
Hi. Grand uprising, my people. Grand uprising. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. How's everybody doing this morning? Get up. Before I go further, I want to correct something. A lot of times I like to go revisit my program the week before. So I revisited my program, and there was something that I said with reference to cholesterol, and I misspoke. And that was, I said, if cholesterol is the Antichrist, why does it take place in the veins and not in the arteries? Well, that's correct. And as you guys will know, I stand on this and how I feel about this. I always say, why it takes place. If cholesterol is the Antichrist, why does it take place in the arteries and not in the veins? So I misspoke because I said in the veins and not in the arteries. So I want you all to get that straight, right? So process that again. If cholesterol is the Antichrist, truly, why does it take place in the artery and not in the veins? Process that for a bit. All right? And then later on in the program, we can pick up on something. So good morning again, Trinidad and Tobago. This is your boy, Mr. Johnson, a.k.a. RJ, the founder of the healthiest corner on earth, located at 92 East Drive in Chamfleur. What I do, you have any type of chronic diseases, any type, I don't claim to work the magic. What I claim to do is understand the effects of botanical herbs and the magic it can do to the body temple once it's done in a synergistic way. It's not about I have a good product and it's going to work good. It's not about this product is great and it's going to do this and this and that. No, it's not about that. It's about understanding certain products, how it works synergistically, and certain pathology and physiology, how the product can eradicate them. That I beat my chest for because I spend every day of my life studying it, researching it, and I understand it far more than a lot of people out there. I don't know everything. I'll be the first to tell you that. I don't know everything, and I claim that. But what I do know, and I speak profoundly about it, is because I have enough empirical information, empirical evidence, peer-reviewed papers, meta-analysis, and the list goes on and on, that support it, scientifically tested, clinical, approving botanical herbs. So when I come and I pontificate and give you these information, I know exactly what I'm talking about. So don't misconstrue my confidence in that department and thinking that I'm coming across like I know everything. Don't do that. Well, if you want to do that, that's your problem. And again, I said that respectfully. So good morning again, Trinidad and Tobago. Blessed morning to you, my people in Tobago, my Dalafodians. Good morning to you. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning to all my schoolmates. Andy or Pedro, Sydney, the list goes on. Curtis Orr, all the brethren are Body, Bim Bim, Tyson. Well, Tyson know who he is, man. We just call him Slip. Good morning to everybody. Carl O'Neill, good morning to the entire crew, man. Dave Ferguson, which is a.k.a. Cut, good morning to every single body. Dougie, the whole folks. Michael Best, what's going on, my brother? Blessed morning to you all. My sibling, good morning to you. Good morning, Lynette. Joe Blunt, good morning. Kerry Packer, what's going on? My sis Allison, good morning to you. Mommy, good morning. Pops, continue to rest in eternal power. Wax! Kenneth Johnson, man. My heart trap, man. What's going on, man? My brethren. What go on, Wax? Wax Dog Jr., you will always be a junior to the Wax Dog Senior, Andy Daniel. Andy, what's going on this morning, my brother? Loving the house to you, bro. And good morning to Mr. Brassy, retired police. Good morning, man. Everybody, good morning. Good morning with the song of my voice. I'm giving you information here. All right, so lock on. Always have a pen and paper because there's something that is going to be of essence and importance to you. Even if it's not now, it's going to be later on. Trust me on that. And you'll see eventually. Yeah, the brethren, you know, one time I heard he said this, you know. So that's the deal. My Trinidad people, good morning. Kellan Mama, good morning to you. Jason McPhee, well going, brother. Gillis, what's going on? And Jason, Mr. McPhee, hope all is well with you, my brother. Keep standing, Paul. A different one, man. Big, big heart. Loving the house to you, my brother. Keep standing tall, man. So, I want to jump straight into this thing this morning. Angie, blessed morning to you. Beautiful morning to Miss Aaron. Miss Cynthia Aaron in Atlanta. Good morning to you, my dear. Loving the house to you. Blessed morning to Beverly. Good morning to you. And all my brilliant clients, good morning. Good morning and good morning. I hope everybody's doing great. Good morning, Mr. and Mrs. Santa Cruz. Good morning, Ryan. How you guys doing this morning? I put up on my status this morning, ATP. And I'm wondering if a lot of people understand what ATP is. Let me go back again before I go forward here. Good morning to all the maxi taxi drivers on the road, the nation's roadway out there. Good morning to you all. Good morning to our Coast Guard. Good morning to our Army, our regiment. Good morning to the police. Good morning to fire department. Blessed morning to you guys. Keep it straight on the road. And remember, you brothers out there who doing your hustle, take your time, do what you got to do. Yeah, you're making an honest dollar. To me, you are making an honest dollar. Make sure your paper's straight, because when them white shirt men pull you up, you can't get no talk. Them don't play. You understand me? And in most cases, they could be more detrimental or an irritant in your shoes, like a pebble or stone in your shoes, than the police can. Eh? So get your stuff straight and do what you got to do. So keep it straight. Because like I said, you can't give no talk if it ain't straight. You got to humble yourself. All right. So, good morning to all you. Maxi taxi drivers, again, be safe out there. And you all do the best you can, the best you know how. Scrappy, good morning, man. My brother Scrappy, my first cousin, up in retired Army vet. Yeah, man. My brethren, retired way up there. He's doing his thing. Always health thing in Caroni area. If I don't check you later, bro, it's going to be tomorrow. But definitely I had to check you because I have some stuff here for you. My cousin Scrappy and my brethren, you know who that is. Good morning to you. Scrappy, I hope you deliver my message, you know. All right, so let me just give you guys one more thing. Please don't go by Scrappy place and ask for no coke. Yeah, you're the sell cokes there, man? Don't do that. Don't do that. Scrappy have a bull pistol there waiting for you. Don't be asking them questions there. And don't go there and ask for no cigarette either. Don't do that. Don't do that. Ask for something healthy. You hear what I'm telling you? Ask for something healthy. The best, me, you know, going on with Scrappy and them pie. But his pie is baked. Boy, let me leave that alone. And that passion fruit and sauce up. Oh, yo. I would leave that alone too. So let me go back to what I was saying here before. Do you guys know what is ATP? Most people probably it's the first time ever they hear the word ATP, which is an abbreviation, and the acronym for ATP is what you call adenosine triphosphate. And adenosine triphosphate is like the battery pack of your body, because that is what your mitochondria propels. And you guys always hear me talking about your mitochondria, your microbiome, the endoplasma, the nucleus of the cell. These are the things that propel the human body. Now, here's why I start here again this morning. As I said before, and I'll say it again, most people don't understand that we are made up of food. 100% food. Let that sink in. You see, because those of you who continue to believe on the other side of midnight, you think that being sick is okay. You think that it's okay at 45 years old to be on 3, 4, and 5 different type of medication. You think it's okay to be on a statin drug. Thank you, my brother. You think it's okay to be on a statin drug at such a tender age. Well, I got news for you. The only reason that you keep being sick consistently, not only is because of what you put into your body, but what you put into your body that creates a pathology that causes you to go to the doctor, allopathic doctor, that gives you a drug that keep you coming back. Because all that does is manage your disease. Manage it. Process the word manage for a bit. See how it sounds. Process that for a little bit. Manage. And hear me out. Let me put in my disclaimer here. Doctors and nurses, noble profession, they do the best they can. They went there with the noblest of intention to help human beings. But the underpinning, the umbrella in which that is housed, it ain't proper. It ain't proper. And let me just put something in here real quick. Let me put this real quick. Allopathic reductionistic medicine, the very underpinning of allopathic reductionistic medicine is that if it cannot be seen, it cannot be cured. Understand this. Understand this. And I want you to listen to me carefully what I'm saying here. If it cannot be seen, it cannot be cured. Now, this is not an inherent belief by anybody under that umbrella. I don't really believe that. That's just what they were taught. So an individual belief system truly don't guide it. It's the umbrella, the system that guides that person mindset to administer the medicine the way in which they do. And I say this respectfully because it's a fact. Look at it. And again, some people want to get all emotional. Before you jump out, process. Please. So here it is. They think that the human body is not imbued with an intelligence. I want you to track me on this. They believe the human body is not imbued with an intelligence, which means based on your pathology, based on the type of sickness that you have, listen carefully what I'm telling you here. Based on the type of pathology that you have, it means once that's broken, that can only be managed with drugs. So here it is. Your heart, your kidney, and your liver is in prison for a crime they never committed. Because from a biochemistry standpoint, as far as they're concerned, once that is broken, it can't be fixed. Hence the reason why they are so good at surgery, because they can see it. I say this over and over again, and I want you guys to understand why I'm so passionate about this subject matter. I'm passionate about it. I give kudos to doctors. I tell you, I think if you have to use the concept word, God, surgeon is God. They're good. You can go to the hospital and you will hear news, hey, so-and-so get into an accident, boy, we don't believe he's going to make it, or he or she going to make it. They don't look well. The situation, the prognosis, that's not well. And next thing you know, they start progressing after a surgery. Because some surgeons are just that good. They can see it. They can see what actually they're doing. And that's what I'm saying. Acute trauma is their wheelhouse. If you get into an accident, what are you doing coming to a herbalist? If you break up, you're half dead, what are you doing coming to a herbalist? A herbalist cannot help you at that particular time. Let's understand this. Go in your lane, understand what's taking place. We all need each other. You have to understand the dimension and how it works. So they are good in that acute trauma. They will bring you back. When it comes to chronic disease, I'm telling you, respectfully, wrong dog for the hunt. are from Tobago, full-bred Tobagonian. And I'm very proud to be a citizen of Trinidad and Tobago. Because we like to separate this Trinidad and Tobago nonsense thing. Okay? Now we always have to keep in mind, even though our culture is different in Tobago than Trinidad, it is. Let us not make any mistake about that. It is. Even if it's different, understand, the word Trinbagonian brings us together, and we should keep that always in mind. At the end of the day, all of us are human together. And if you're not, can't help you in the department. But here what I know as a Ghanaian, if you go in the bush to hunt goatee and tattoo or lap, you can't carry no poodle or German shepherd. You're coming back with an empty bag, no bush meat, and a half dead poodle and German shepherd. I can guarantee you that. So I am in no way aligning a human being with dog. Hear what I'm saying to you. I'm saying that this is the wrong approach to a particular pathology and physiology in the human body. And everybody has to understand their lane and the umbrella in which they function. Period. Period. Understanding nutrients is not their strength. And because of that, we suffer. No, let me go back. Why we suffer? Because we made from food. I told you guys last week, look at a 3D. Look at a 3D inside a woman's womb from a baby. Just look at that. 100% food they make up of. 100%. Who we are now and how we function is because of food. So for those of you who hold on consistently to the idea of no matter what happens, I'm going to the doctor, because I know plenty of them like that, and all sick, bad. I can't reach them. I have no intentions of reaching those people. I have no intentions of having a conversation with those people unless they let that guard down and come and said, I need some help. I need you here. I was telling one of my brethren very recently, a brother came into my office and he's sick, chronically. He's not well. He ain't doing good. He ain't proper. And this brother acting as though he's doing me a favor. I sure, for those who know me, only know what went on there. I can rest that right there. I would leave that right there. Let me just say a good morning to Panella. Panella, I wonder if Panella in school this morning. I'm not sure what's going on with her, but good morning, Panella. Loving the house, my dear. Hope all is well. And Lisa, I wonder if you look on. Lisa Upper Mendez, good morning to you there. Hope all is well, my dear. Blessings, blessings, blessings. And blessings to every single one of my clients. Okay? I appreciate you because you appreciate me. And even if you didn't appreciate me, I still appreciate you. It's a love thing. Let me go back to ATP. ATP functions from a process of food. It gives the mitochondria the fire to work. So ATP is the battery pack of the human body. Without it, ain't nothing nah go on. Ain't nothing happening. Why don't we take this approach where we can now eat whole foods, where we can eat whole foods and bring our body to homeostasis the way God and nature intended to be? Why we can't take that approach? All right, so here's the deal. Here's the deal. The other day, I got a call again. I'm always getting these challenging calls, and that's okay. I like that. It happened, I am sure this particular phone call along this line happened more than 12 times, I'm sure. And this is not just hyperbole. I'm very serious about this, more than 12 times. And the guy asked me, he said, Mr. Johnson, I heard you said, right? I heard you said, sugar is not the Antichrist. He put me up on that, and I'll tell you, I get this call more than 12. I sure it's way more than 12. And I said, I stand on that. DNA. The acronym for DNA is deoxyribonucleic acid. Ladies and gentlemen, all you know the word ribose is sugar, right? I hope all you know that. Go and look it up. DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid. That's how our DNA made up. Our very DNA is made up of sugar. You and I couldn't blink if sugar wasn't in our DNA. It's the same with ATP. ATP, adenosine triphosphate, is made up of sugar. Ribose. Here's our problem. Our problem is we go and eat refined sugars. We eat refined carbohydrates. We eat food coming out of boxes. We use vegetable seed oil. We use things that are far removed from our ancestral genome that create metabolic diseases. And then we cuss. We get mad because we don't understand the process, and you interrupt the very process that brought you here. You are interrupting that and expect somebody else to fix it. I will wait. So I try to explain to him, my brother, the acronym of DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid, let me walk you through this process. Our body needs sugar so bad that the liver makes it through a process called gluconeogenesis. It needed that bad. And if you want me to get a little bit rogue on it, let me put it this way to you. Let your sugar drop low. Let it drop down 60 or 50. Let it drop down a little bit more, because some might be able to survive until somebody come. Let it drop down a little bit below that, 40, 30, and see what would happen. You may not come out of it. First of all, you're going to a catatonic stage. You're going to a catatonic coma. The body will go into an anaphylactic shock, and you could just ride out. So I explained that to him, and he understood. The reason we are loaded with diabetes in this world, the reason we are loaded with metabolic diseases in this world, the reason it gone from 83% of the people, 7-point-something billion people on the face of this earth, Jed, on this planet. All you hear what I just said? 7-point-something billion, almost 8 billion people on the face of this earth. And 4 years ago, 83% was metabolically ill. I got a new peer-reviewed papers, new study, 93% of the people is metabolically ill. And then all you have people convincing you all that metabolic disease / diabetes is hereditary. All you lack a dangerous viewpoint of knowledge. And let me remind you guys, let me remind you carefully. I want you to pay particular attention to this. When they tell you, let me remind you, when they convince you, well, everybody in your family had the diabetes, so expect you to have it, and they prime you for drugs, rather than telling you, switch up your diet, they prime you for it. Here's my question to them. Before I ask the nail-coffin question, here's my question to them. So the 93% that it gone up to, that's hereditary too. The increasing, that's hereditary. Really? You could not bring that type of information for a mindset like mine. I would not even listen to you. You can't even come in my space. And if you come in my space, I would allow you to function alone, respectfully, so that you can hear yourself. So you trying to convince a mindset like mine, okay, that diabetes is hereditary. While the world is increasing metabolically, you trying to convince me it's hereditary. Here are the nail coffin questions. I would remind you guys again. When you walk into a doctor's office, because you're going to get metformin, glyburide, glucophage, Amicron, you're going to get that for sure. And I know plenty of people who listen to me know have plenty of that at home. I'm just letting you know one time you're going on dead stupidly. And I say that respectfully, you're going on dead stupidly. Just change your diet and get off them things. Because that's not helping you. It's making your life worse. Every day worse. And a two will come off. One will come off, then the next one will come off. Eventually half your instep. Then they're going and amputate it below your knee. Sometimes it gets so bad, it have to be amputated quite up by your groin. But hear me out a little bit here. So the next time they say to you, well, everybody in your family has diabetes, meaning they're priming you to put you on what I just explained there. All right, so here's the deal. If I inherit this particular disease from my parents, please explain to me what gene I copy from them and what chromosome it resides on. Because here what you know for sure, the entire human genome has been mapped. All doctors know that. The gene has been mapped. All of them has been mapped. So you know when you got a particular disease, what genes it come from. Next question. If I have this particular genes, how come everybody ain't dying out? How come these people who have this particular gene don't die out? I'm tired say this, and I want to remind you guys over and over and over why you shouldn't have to sit in the chronic state of diabetes and accept it. Diabetes can be reversed, it can be cured, it can be going remission. You could put it however you want. You could use what political term you want, politically correct term you want, and I put that in quotation. Here what I know for sure, diabetes is a lifestyle disease, for sure. But before I bring in some more points, let me just say this again. They prime you for these drugs. They put you on these drugs. Let me give you the other nail coffin thing. If diabetes is hereditary, why a twin that come from the same mom and dad, I say it again, I should say this every week until people get it. A twin that come from the same mom and dad, biologically, why one developed it and one didn't? They had the same gene. I will wait for you to give me an explanation, scientific explanation, a biological explanation for that. I would wait because I know you cannot come up with it. You just can't. The problem with families and why other families get it, because I know it are people who wait in the world, they know how to get it. Well, here, how are you going to get it? Stop eating nonsense. The problem with it, with these families that get this, that because some people, some family literally all down the line they get, and that's why they try to convince you that it's hereditary. No, let me tell you what your problem is. Let Mr. Johnson tell you what your problem is. Your problem is your body's inability to refine a raw material to give you what you need, so your body cannot express itself chronically. Let me walk you through this and listen to me very carefully, because this is where the fundamental disconnect come in. If you take crude oil from the brothers who are out in offshore pulling oil every day, you can't take straight crude oil and put it in your vehicle. Okay, now move. We know that. What happens with the crude oil, there's a conversion that has to be made. And from that conversion, you have in kerosene, different octane oils, you get in diesel, and the list goes on. The human body is analogous to that. Stay with me here and track me on this. It's analogous to that. So it's not the bhaji you eat or the cabbage you eat, is what the bhaji or cabbage becomes. Once it's made that conversion, there is no single thing on the face of this earth that the human body puts in to that temple that goes in and stays the same way. A conversion has to be made. And if your body isn't equipped to make that refine, that conversion, you will have a chronic disease. It are no maybe, but if, no ands about that. That's just the way it works. So when you come by me, I will explain to you what some of these broken genes are. I explained them already. MTHFR, which is methylene tetrahydrofolate reductase. I could sit down with you and explain all that. COMT, catechol old methyltransferase, which is people who tripping off all the time. They're on anxiety stuff all the time. That's where that come from. Catechol old methyltransferase is that the catecholamines cows the bloodstream and how your mind racing. You will just sit down having a good day. All of a sudden, then your heart starts fluttering. Panic attacks. That's because you don't have the right raw materials in your body. You don't have enough acetylcysteine. You don't have enough adenosine colabalamine. You don't have enough bacopaminory. You don't have enough melatonin. You don't have enough of a raw materials that's in your body so that your body needs to calm itself down. You don't have enough ashwagandha. You don't have enough of these substrate in your body. Yet you have some people telling you that you can find salvation in vaccine and drugs. Boy, listen, I don't know what's going on with us, eh? And I'm telling you this because I know this straight, because I'm woke. I'm very conscious, always has been. Although I do notice in my life. Yeah, what I'm telling you right now. Ladies and gentlemen, listen very carefully to what I say. We cannot avoid everything. We cannot. No matter what happens, you can't avoid everything. But what you can avoid, avoid. Carlos, if you go find me commercial for me and then tell me that I'll do it for me a little bit. Right? Just give my thumbs up when you're ready for it. Listen. Yep. Run it for me, my brother.
Are you dealing with high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, prostate issues, cancer, PCOS, fibroids, or low testosterone? These conditions do not just show up overnight. They are signs that your body is out of balance. At the healthiest corner on earth, my focus is restoring that balance naturally using time-tested herbs, personalized wellness plans, and nutritional guidance, helping your body return to homeostasis, the stage where healing begins. When your body is in balance, it can protect, repair, and renew itself. You don't have to wait until things get worse. You can take control of your health now. My goal is simple: to prevent chronic disease and support your body's natural ability to heal. Book your free consultation today. Give me a call at 736-3962 or 709-8450. Let's restore balance and prevent what's preventable, because your healing journey starts with one step, and I am here to walk it with you.
All right, folks. Thank you, man. Back. Kylos, thank you for that, my brother. Yeah, Kylo's such a humble dude. He's so humble. Very respectful. I don't know. I say good morning, Kyle. Good morning, Miss Alloy. You were definitely brought up, brother. You could tell you wasn't one of those dragged up ones. You brought up. So hey, good morning. Let me say good morning to my brother Bruce Wayne. What go on, brethren? Good morning to you, my brother. Hope all is well, man. Continue to shade under the golden branches of the Creator's love and care. I love to say that because we all need that. We all need that. We all need that energy. Right, so let me go back again. So we need these substrate and nutrients because, you see, once these things make its way up to the vagus nerve and the process goes on, your pineal gland, the hypothalamus gland, this conversion has to be made. If your body cannot make that conversion, you're missing a raw material. And this is the deal. You can link. Paulus Linus said this, or Linus Paulinus, rather is his name, since in the 18th or 19th century, that you can link every single human disease / death to an absence of essential nutrients / minerals. I believe that to the core of my being. However, we chose, and I'm saying we chose, because here's what people like to say. Well, I ask the questions all the time when people in my office, or like, let's say I'm on a phone call or something, and they're asking me these questions. Well, they say, but who is they? Well, they say you're supposed to do this, and they say you're supposed to do that. But hold on. But how do you feel? What are you telling me about they say? How you feel? You're taking something that destroying you and telling me about they say? And then they will call again. I got a call from St. Lucia. Somebody gave him my number, and I'm talking to this brother, and we meeting to the point, and he said, Mr. Johnson, I don't eat meat, I don't eat plenty salt, I don't eat this, and yet I have all these sickness and whatever. I said, maybe you should do all the things that you're not doing, because you get that from them. You get that from them. You're not doing all that because they say it's bad, yet you're ill. But you see, again, what I bring to you is certain type of information. It's not by consensus. It's by studies. And I'm not saying that you don't have a right to your opinion. I always say that every day. You have a right to your opinion. And I have a right to ignore your opinion. All of us have a right to opinion, and the other side of that is that we don't have a right to our own set of facts. Let that sink in. But here what I know for sure, the other side of the equation, where we are taking all this cholesterol medication that inhibits the liver from producing something that our Creator give our body the opportunity to do. I know a lot of people going to be in trouble. I hope all you know. Again, marlin, which is 75% of the brains. Marlin is 100% cholesterol. I hope all you know this. Let me go over it again. I hope all you know. The central nervous system is made from 100% cholesterol. I hope all you know that too. I hope all you know, with the trillions of cells that we have in our body, every single one is made from cholesterol too. And the reason that cholesterol is being transported out through the body, because it's hydrophilic and it's hydrophobic, the body find a way to get the cargo home. Understand this. Cholesterol is a construction material to the human body. Yeah? Without it, you're not there. You're dead. You're dead. And yet we having people who convincing us your cholesterol to be under 200. Make that up. There's no evidence anywhere on the face of this earth that they make it up. And here what this is a doctor called me. Mr. Johnson will give you the right to say all of them things. So we'll give you the right to tell people the cholesterol is supposed to be under 200. We'll give you the right to do that. You want cholesterol medication? I said, come and show me the cholesterol medication that you want. Because since that you want to argue or you want war, I gotta bring it to you. This is no joke I'm telling you here. This is no joke. This is about 2 months ago. What gives you the right to tell people that their cholesterol is supposed to be under 200? You tell me that. And I said, you tell me. Come and show me the cholesterol medication you on. Well, all you know what that conversation they go. It done right there. It done right there. I go tell you something again. 2.5 months later, today, me and that brother has an amicable communication now. I would never call his name because he visit me. And he show up. He didn't call for no appointment. He show up. And it so happened, by the master's way, it so happened that day I was slow. So he tell me he was in the area. He went by Wassa to organize a bill. He was in the area. And he just said that he'd come by because he called me from outside my gate. We have a nice philosophical conversation. Yes, and he not on no cholesterol. Yes, and I will just leave the rest right there because we had a nice one. I go tell you something, people. Let me go back to the rest. Our sexual hormones, estradiol, progesterone, estrogen, epidendrosterone, every single sexual hormone is made from cholesterol. Every single one. All. And as I was saying it to you before, the body transports these things because not every cell has the ability to synthesize, to make its all the cholesterol it needs. That's why the body transports the cholesterol. And they get hijacked by when they look inside of there, they look at it and they said, the HDL, the LDL, they look at it and they say, the part of what the body carrying back to the liver to get to be reprocessed, they're saying that is what they call bad cholesterol. All you need to just get stuff together and understand what's going on in this life. How could you interrupt the very process that our Creator make, that is for our own good? Own good. How could you interrupt that process by inhibits the liver, which creates inflammation to stop making it? I want a little process this, so I've never gotten the challenge of saying, well, I hear you stop people from taking cholesterol and whatever and taking whatever, and I said, yes, I did. And I would like you to sue me because the amount of papers I have, and if you want to make me rich, come, let me go and battle that in court. If you want that, me have no problem with that. But make sure your game tight, because you're up for a real fight. Go to drufyravenskov.org and watch that study that brother did. Just go. So we fighting down something that makes sure our biochemistry don't function properly, so we can always return to you. Meanwhile, we're not well. Why don't you flag triglycerides? Triglycerides is fat in the blood. Why don't you flag the hematocrit? Why don't you flag uric acid? I will leave that right here. Folks, my reason for being on a platform like this is to give as much information as I possibly can. And I don't know if anybody wants to call in. I'm almost done. The time is winding down here, and I would have said before, anytime you want to call in, 342-0081, 342-0081, or 466-5391, 466-5391. If you have a question, you can call in as it pertains to chronic diseases. Don't call me with no political stuff, and I can do the best I can to answer. If I don't know, here's my humble thing. I don't know what that means. I don't know. I would research it for you. All right? So, okay. Good morning, caller. You're live.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Give us some volume.
I want to find out about the morning diabetes. I'm a diabetic.
You are diabetic?
Yeah. But I'm taking something called Galvasmep and Diamicron.
Right.
So, I need to know about getting off those medications by diet. The doctor didn't give me no diet or take the medication.
All right. I love how you talk straight, brother. Keep it locked on. And let me tell you something. This is great for me to start with. Let me show you this, brethren. Here, what is the deal? You need, first of all, you need to call me, lock on and get my number and call me, and we can do a consultation. Brother man, here is our problem when it comes to diabetes. If you have a next question, you could hold on. If not, you could just come off and then listen to what I'm saying, because I have a next call. All right. So listen off here, brother. I have a next call coming in.
I need your number.
Yeah, 736.
Hold on, 736.
3962. And lock on again. I'll give it to you at the end of the show. 736-3962. I have a next one. I'll give it to you.
Okay.
All right, bro. They're still there? Caller, you live.
Good morning, Mr. Johnson.
Bless morning.
Oh God, this is the first time I listen to your program, and I'm lying, I'm feeling to cry. Because what you given me this morning, I've never heard. And I'm a diabetic. They tell me that I am type 1 because I've it since very young.
Type 1.
I am already blind, already lost my right foot under the knee.
Type 1?
I want to live a more healthier life. I need to get my life back in order, and I'm really interested in visiting you, but I did not catch the number for me to contact you.
All right. So listen off here. I'm going to give you that number again, because there's a couple of questions and the time winding down, and that's going to take too long. So listen off here. I'll give you the number again. So that, okay?
Could you send it in a text message on this through here?
How am I going to? You have you're all right. I will. I'll do that for you. Kyle taking your number down, so I'll do that for you. No problem.
Thank you kindly.
Yeah, you're welcome. Right. I'm not sure if she knows, as a type 1 diabetic, your foot can't get chopped off. That's weird, because type 1 is the opposite of type 2. Type 1 is from the jump. You develop type 1 because the pancreas cannot produce insulin. So you have to always take insulin in that case. Whereas type 2 diabetes, you're not supposed to be doing, it's got to be the opposite. But that have a long conversation. Let me just say this with the brother. My brother, let me explain this to you. The more foods that we are eating that are highly ultra-processed foods, the more food you eat, the more the pancreas is, the more insulin is released from the pancreas. So which means the more inept foods that we eat, the more refined carbohydrates, the more food out of boxes, is more insulin is required. And here what we were told over the years, that we need 3 meals and snack in between. the stupid advice they could have, the most, let me put it this way to you, it's the serious advice given to human being, because that caused a lot of people to die. And let me explain to you why. If every time we eat a meal, we have a meal, the beautiful intelligence of the pancreas releases this hormone called insulin. How insulin knows how to do that mechanism of action, I telling you, I don't know. I've done many research and I just can't find it. And I keep telling everybody, they think I'm kidding. Call 1-800-GOD, because me ain't sure that anybody knows that either. But it's an automatic response from the pancreas, from the beta cell, to release this hormone to get rid of the glucose and glucagon from out the bloodstream. So every time we eat a food that is required, let's say you eat something like with flour, a refined carbohydrates, it's the more insulin that is required. Now, insulin will take about an hour and a half before it recedes. If you understand this process, you will understand how easy it is to get rid of diabetes. Only think I'm kidding. I've done it many times. Many, many times. You may have to do some fasting and all that, but I can guide you through it. If there's certain foods you just don't eat. So the more insulin is required. Before that insulin come, now we go and eat again. So ladies and gentlemen, let Mr. Johnson tell you this emphatically clear, implicit. Sugar, the capillaries that damage, I'm not telling you it's not dangerous, but the sugar, the glucocentric attitude of giving people glybride, diamicron, and all these things to keep your sugar down, because that is not your problem. The pathology of diabetes is insulin resistance. Is insulin resistance. So let me explain this to you. Taking diamicron, glybride, glucophage, and the list goes on and on, metformin, and the list goes on and on, is analogous, very analogous to, is very analogous to your check engine light coming on your dashboard. And you're calling a man and say, I fed up of seeing this check engine light, come on, chop the cable that illuminates the light. Okay, when you make that step, that is metformin, glybride, glucophage, and diamicron. Up to now, you're not just the problem. I hope all you understand where I'm going with this. The sugar is not your issue. I'm not telling you it's not dangerous, but it's not the issue here. Also, I'm tired of seeing the check engine light. So let me get a matching tape to match my dashboard and I ain't gonna see the light. You think you're getting your problem? You think you're getting rid of your problem then? It's the same as taking metformin and stuff. You see how nonsensical that is? Why don't I look to see what is causing my check engine light to come on? Why? Well, what causing your diabetes? What causing neuropathy, nephropathy, retinopathy, and the list goes on? High blood pressure, because let me tell you something, insulin resistance. Once you have insulin resistance, 9.99 of the people out of 10 will have high blood pressure. You will have heart problems. You will have impotence. For women, polycystic ovarian syndrome. You hear what I tell you earlier? Polycystic ovarian syndrome, fibroids, endometriosis, and the list goes on and on. Those are the proxy for high insulin. So your problem, ladies and gentlemen, is not a check engine light. Your problem is what causing the check engine light to come on. If your car overheating and the needle heading up in red and you stop every minute, you'll get to go where you want to go. But how long could you do that for before the engine mash up? Because every time you do that, there are microscopic damage that goes on with your engine. So either the cylinder head going and whap, the gasket going and something going and happen. And all you expect to eat the same food you're eating, doing all the things that you're doing, taking metformin and all them stuff and expect to function, it don't work like that. That's not how it's done. Take your time and ease up. And I not, watch me, I don't take people off that stuff, just so you know. Nah, I don't do that. But I will zombie you. When I tell you zombie, I go zombie you until you understand the process. Until you understand the process. Because see, once you come to me and I administer certain synergistic herbs to you, my question to you is, here what happened? How much metformin they taking? What do you take? Well, I have glybride or diamicron. Okay, how they tell you to take this? Well, boy, I had to take 2 in the morning and 2 in the evening. First of all, it ain't making no sense in my head, but here what I will tell you. After 7 days of doing my herbs, take one morning, take evening. Me and you go in and talk, because I would need a communication stuff. After a month and a half, I bring it down to 1. Eventually, I taking you off that stuff. You don't even know what's going on. No blood pressure, no nothing. Now, people will say, well, it ain't that easy. It ain't that easy if you're not disciplined. Let me just say that one time. It won't be that easy if you're not a disciplined person, because no amount of motivation making you lose diabetes. You have to be disciplined. All right, go on. Caller, you're live. Caller, you're live. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Mr. Johnson.
Morning, sir.
People, I want to say one thing. I've been listening to this gentleman for the longest while. The doctor told me I have an issue with my pressure. And I've been listening to this gentleman. And common sense. 200, 300 years ago, I'll try to make it just quick. When we didn't have tablets, how did our ancients and them, how our fathers and different, how many time forefathers did the herbs and medication? All I did, once in a while, I may take the pressure tablet. But I eat my garlic, I watch what I eat. I even test my own self. I might get vexed, pressure going up. So it's the things that we do, some of the things that we eat, some of the triggers of certain things. So I believe, in my humble opinion, I'm not saying the other doctors are wrong, like what Mr. Johnson says, but I humbly believe what he is saying is correct. Because before tablets, how did the Vikings and the this ones and the that ones, hundreds of thousands of years ago, did when they were never tablets?
Thank you.
So, Mr. Johnson, keep up the good work. Locked on and listening.
Thank you very much, my brother. Thank you. My brother nailed it there. And not because he nailed it because I am at a particular situation where I am pontificating this issue. No, he nailed it because he understands the rest not making sense to him. And that's why he understands this. This is why he can call in and pontificate his area in this particular subject matter confidently the way in which he did. Not because he giving Mr. Johnson prop. No, it's because he understands it now makes sense. What they're doing and making sense. Brother man, listen, nitric oxide, magnesium glycinate, and a whole bunch of other stuff will recalibrate the human body the way we drift away from our ancestral genome, and once we do that, we find ourselves in dire trouble. We are in big trouble once we drift from our ancestral genome. And I am here to help you and take it, as my ad says, I am here to walk it with you. If you're willing, I'm here to walk it with you. I got this gift from my creator. It's not just now, but I found my purpose through pain. And it's a beautiful thing because you can't grow if you're comfortable. You have to get uncomfortable to grow. And then just know that. Come out your comfort zone. Jump out that little thing you're hiding and stop being fake and face life. Because if you don't face the darkness within you, will never live the life that God intended you to be. However you want to put that, is up to you. But Kyle, give me a few minutes to just finish off this what I need to say here. At the end of the day, this is what I'm trying to explain to you folks, that you need to take better care of yourself. You need to do certain things. What you need to do is stop doing certain things. Sometimes it's not what you're doing, you know. It's what you should not do. Just don't do it. Be disciplined enough. And Mr. Johnson's going to help you. 736, there's a call. 736-3962. Or 709-8450. You took the lady number down, Kyle. I want to send her a text. 736-3962 or 709-8450. In the meanwhile and in between time, ladies and gentlemen, this is your boy, Mr. Johnson, from the healthiest corner on earth, located at 92 East Drive in Champlain. Next week, right here, by the grace of the Creator. Until such time, hey, Megan.
The presence of oxygen is absolutely the absence of disease. Most chronic diseases that plague us are not happening to us, but is happening within us. We're literally eating ourselves to death, which means we're not living longer, we're dying longer. Join fitness expert Aloy Johnson, the founder of the healthiest corner on earth, located at number 92 East Drive, Champlain, every Wednesday from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. live on The Street 919 FM, where he shows you that healing the body's temple is easier than anyone would have led you to believe. Attention business owners, are you looking to reach